Replenix tinting. Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. It's that time of the year. We are going to be going through my best of beauty for 2022. I feel like this was the year of less in general for beauty. I don't know about you guys, but I really pared down my skincare routine this year. I also definitely gravitated towards using less makeup. I feel like for 2022 and still going into 2023, the focus of your makeup is still skin. Like, we're very into more natural makeup looks, glowy, dewy, very youthful skin. Even like the trends that have been big for beauty over the last couple years. There was like the clean girl makeup look, the winter aesthetic is like really big right now. Those are all definitely lighter makeup looks that let the skin show through more. So I feel like because of that, makeup looks have gone a lot more pared down. Long gone are the days of like the full glam caked on face of makeup, unless like you have a special event that you need to do that much makeup for. I'm sure that I can count the number of times that I wore false lashes this year on one hand, maybe two, but I definitely wore false lashes less than 10 times this year, which for me is a huge indicator of where beauty has gone this year, because we're not doing fake, we're not doing over the top anymore, like I said, unless you specifically have an event that you're trying to go full glam for, or you're just like in a really creative mood. But I feel like the day-to-day makeup trends have been, like I said, very light, very youthful, and very glowy. So you're definitely gonna see that reflected a lot in my best of beauty products this year. But as always, before we jump into the products, I just want to welcome anyone who's new to my channel, especially new here for 2023. My name is Sarah. I create content on fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. I love to vlog. Vlogging is my favorite, but I still like to do at least one of these like more formal sit-down videos with you guys once a week. I like to focus a lot on favorites, hauls, styling videos, product reviews, that kind of stuff. So if you like that kind of content, please hit the subscribe button down below and hit the bell to get notified of any time I have a new video. And for everyone watching, of course, please don't forget to like this video and leave me a comment. Let me know what some of your favorite like standout products were that you purchased in 2022, because I would definitely love to check them out. But we'll go ahead and get into it. Basically everything except for one hair tool fit in this one box, which is very unusual. It's not something that's typical for me. When I do best of beauty, it's usually multiple boxes of products. But again, I really pared it down to the products that truly wowed me this year. And some of these were new releases for this year, and then others are just products that I just happened to try for the first time. There's a couple of like cult favorites in here that I finally got my hands on this year, and now I'm obsessed. So wanted to make that clear that not everything was new in 2022, but it was my first time at least using it in 2022. The way I typically like to do this to give it some rhyme or reason, keep this a little bit more organized, is by categorizing everything. We're gonna go into skin/body care, hair care, then makeup. So starting out with skincare, which like I said, I feel like was like such a big focus this year. The first product that I want to mention, this is the only mask in here, but it is the Versed Doctor's Visit Instant Resurfacing Mask. So there's a few reasons why I really love this mask. Number one, it just gives my skin such a glowy appearance after I use it. Honestly, my skin looks completely refreshed. I love it. And what I really love about this in particular is that you only leave it on for like 2 to 3 minutes. So it's really quick. So the active ingredients in here are an AHA BHA complex and pineapple enzymes, and this is made for aging skin and dullness, which definitely makes sense since you're left with very glowy, healthy, young looking skin. And for this face mask, it's so effective that you really only have to use it once a week. Next up is a serum that was sent to me in PR, but you guys, I am obsessed with this serum. I will be repurchasing it with my own money, hands down. And it is the Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. It's actually like a 2-layer serum, but then you shake it and then it looks like this. When they say instant glow, they mean instant fucking glow. Like, I remember the first time I used this and I put it on my skin and I literally just stared in the mirror for like a good minute because I could not believe how healthy and beautiful my skin looked. It was insane. So you want to shake this before you use it, and then you're going to use 2 to 3 pumps. I just used 2 pumps. That's definitely more than enough to cover my face. You massage 2 to 3 pumps onto the skin. It says before or after moisturizer. I like to do this before moisturizer and then finish off with my moisturizer to really lock this into my skin, because anything that you put over moisturizer is just gonna sit on top of your skin, versus if you put it underneath moisturizer, your skin's actually gonna absorb it and reap a lot more of the benefits of it. But I use this in the morning so that, you know, after I wake up, when I'm like trying to make it not look like I just rolled out of bed, this just kind of makes my skin look instantly awake. My next product is one that I use at night. I don't use this every single night. I would say I use it about 5 nights a week, and it is the Cocoa Kind Turmeric Illuminating Solution. I did get this one in PR as well, and again, this is another one that I will be repurchasing with my own money because I am so obsessed with it. So this has a PHA mandelic and glycolic acid blend for soft and smooth skin, and you guys, after I started using this, I started getting so many compliments on how smooth and again, glowy. I guess that's just like the word of the year for skin. It was glowy skin. Yeah, I would just get compliments on how soft and glowy my skin looked. This was another one where I started seeing results like right away when I started using it, so I have quickly become addicted to it. And actually what's really impressive about this is that you're supposed to use like 4 to 5 drops, which is what I use. And I've had this, I think, for, I would say I've been using this since like at least August or something like that, maybe even before that. And the bottle's only like halfway done. So even though you're using like actually a lot of product each time, it somehow stretches pretty well. So it's also a really good value too. Then we've got another glowy product, and yes, it is another PR product, but I honestly really love it and I will be repurchasing it myself. I feel like since I was trying to consume less, that was really the only way I tried out new products was through PR, so I was very thankful for that getting PR packages was a way for me to try stuff out without having to spend a ton of money. I definitely acknowledge and I'm very grateful for the fact that I get to do that as part of content creation. But anyways, the product is the Super Goop Glow Sunscreen, and then I got mine in the darker shade. I'm trying to remember what it is. Oh, it's called Golden Hour. It was on the front, but this has 40 SPF in it, which is more than the daily sunscreen that I was using before, so I got a little extra protection bump. But you guys, the sunscreen is everything. I love it so much. It makes me glowy without looking greasy, which I should note, I actually am oily, but you'll notice a lot of the products that I used make your skin glowy, and that's why I love these products, because they gave me that healthy glow without like going overboard with my oily skin. So if you're an oily girl but you love glowy skin, these are definitely great skincare products for you. But I really love this sunscreen a lot. It has a little bit of a tint to it, as you guys can see. I don't want to put on my hands because I don't want to get dirty, but mine is the deeper shade, and it just kind of gives your skin a little bit of a bronzed appearance, so that again, if you're using this in the morning, it kind of like wakes up your skin and gives you a little bit of color. Then next up in skincare is a moisturizer that I like to call kind of like my intermediate moisturizer. I don't use this every single day, but I use it on days where I might want to layer a couple moisturizers if I'm feeling super dry, or I'll use it on days where I'll do my full skincare routine in the morning, but I go work out and then I need to like wash off my skincare routine. I'll use this product kind of like in that middle area where I don't want to reapply all of my daytime skincare, but I'm not ready for nighttime. That is where this moisturizer comes in, and it is the Bliss Mighty Biome Pre-Postbiotics and Barrier Aid Ultra Hydrating Moisturizer Concentrate. That is such a mouthful. Basically, the main thing to note on the name is that it is a moisturizer concentrate, and it really is. It is super thick and creamy. That's why I'm saying like I will layer it over my daytime or nighttime moisturizer if I'm feeling extra dry, because like you guys can see how thick this is. It's just gonna lock in all the moisture on your skin, and then just like look at that shine that it gives you. It also hydrates the skin super well. It is just like so incredible. If you are a dry girly and you're struggling in the winter, you gotta get a tube of this. I swear, it's literally gonna rescue your skin. Then lastly, for skincare, you guys knew that this product was coming. I rave about it so much. I talk about it all the time, and I always talk about how I always order this in multiples to make sure that I literally never run out. But it is the Replenix Tinted Brightening Cream. You guys, this stuff, like, this is hands down my favorite skincare product discovery of 2022. I cannot live without this. It is so good. So as it says, it is a tinted brightening cream, and it really delivers on all of that. It has this metal applicator, which you guys is so soothing and refreshing in the morning. So you basically pump a little bit out and you just like apply it underneath your under eyes and then just kind of like blend it into the skin. And as it said, it is a tinted brightening cream. It's tinted peach, so it really like cancels out the dark circles so that you look way more awake, way more alive. It literally, you guys, it's the best thing ever. If I am in a crazy rush in the morning and I like don't have time to do anything, I will put on the sunscreen and this. Those two products are very important for making me look super awake, and also obviously the SPF for protecting my skin if I go outside. But I don't feel like I look like me until I apply this, because it literally takes me from looking like a zombie to actually looking like a functioning human being. So If you guys have been struggling to find a daytime eye cream that actually like wakes you up and makes you look alive, get this. You will order in multiples as well. Then a couple of like randoms that I kind of throw into, well, it's not even like body care. These are just like miscellaneous, but we'll just throw them in here after skincare. First off is the Ariana Brow Lift Kit. I will not go back to salon laminated brows ever again. This kit literally gives me those results at home for a fraction of the cost. I believe that the kit is like 45 bucks, if that. It's really inexpensive, and I get at least 2 to 3 uses out of it. That's the only problem with the at-home kits, is that they will dry out on you after like 2 to 3 uses, so you don't ever get to like fully finish the kit. You have to like reorder before all the products are gone. But it's still a lot cheaper than paying anywhere between $80 to $100, including the tip, every single time you laminate your brows. At least this way it's like 45 bucks for at worst 2 laminations, and it's easy. You can just do it at home. You don't have to like drive, spend the gas or anything like that. And like I said, this gives me like salon level results at home. And the reason why is because it comes with this brow glue that I didn't realize was so important to the lamination process. It literally changed the game for me, because I had started with laminating my brows at home, then I just wasn't getting the results I wanted, so I went back to laminating in a salon. Then there was like one time where I just didn't want to spend the money, so I just figured I'll try a new kit, and it happened to be this one with the glue, and I can't go back after this. I love laminating my brows myself because of this, and like you guys can see, like my brows, I mean, I do have a few other products on my brows right now, which I will also be sharing in this video, but the main reason why my brows look like so fluffy and they stick up so well with these products is because of the lamination that I get from this kit. It comes with the glue, a cleanser, this is I think the perm, and then this the fixation, and then some oil, because you really want to keep your brows moisturized when you laminate them, because the lamination process really dries the hairs out. And then it comes with a couple cleaning tools, a bunch of like applicators and stuff, and then like a brow comb. So if you've been wanting to jump on the brow lamination train but you don't want to spend an arm and a leg every single time, this kit is really easy to use, relatively inexpensive, and like I said, it's gonna give you pretty much the same results you were gonna get if you went into a salon. Then last product before we get into hair care is my new perfume. I am obsessed with this. I've been using this since I think like September, and I don't know why it took me so long to finally like try this perfume and get into it, but it is the Maison Margiela replica perfume in the scent Jazz Club. I got the mini of this in September just to kind of like test it out to see if I would like it before I asked for a full bottle for Christmas, and I am like so obsessed with this. Actually, I just showered. I might as well like spray myself. It smells so like, it's, I don't know how to describe it. It literally smells like a Jazz Club. It's like so insane. It's got like a little bit of a musk, a little bit of a vintage scent. I don't even know, but it's like the perfect fall and winter scent if you don't like anything too heavy, you don't like anything flowery or anything like that, and you don't want like a woodsy scent. I feel like this just like kind of hits in a great spot. And it is technically described as a male fragrance, and I've always loved elements from men's fragrances, like very musky colognes and stuff like that. So it definitely makes sense that I'm now obsessed with this scent, and it is my daily perfume. All right guys, did a quick battery swap before we got into hair care, so sorry if we shifted. My first product for hair is actually one that I tried at like the very end of 2021. I tried it in store. Michelle and I went to go to Dry Bar for the first time. Actually, it was like the first and only time, because our hair kind of like fell out of the styles pretty quickly. But the hair mask that they used on me made such an impression on me that I ran out and I bought it a couple months later. And it's the Dry Bar Blonde Ale Color Enhancing Brightening Mask. If you are a blonde girly, you absolutely need this mask in your hair care routine. It is going to restore your blonde, it is going to retone you, and it's going to really brighten up any dullness that you're gonna experience in between salon visits. I actually need to use this. I haven't used this in probably like 4 weeks or something like that. I'm starting to get a little dull at the ends, and I've been testing out a different hair mask that doesn't have any color enhancing qualities in it, and I can tell my hair has really been missing this. So this is actually a purple mask. You guys can see it in there. I don't want to like squeeze any out. It is a very purple mask, but I have left this on for like 10-15 minutes and it doesn't turn my hair silver or lavender. Something in this stops the toning process at like the perfect spot no matter how long you leave it in, and when you wash it out, you're just left with beautifully toned bright blonde hair. And what I really love about this in particular, because I do also use a purple shampoo once in a while, and then I actually do have a purple conditioner, and I feel like while those do a great job of helping to kind of like retone my blonde, neither of them make my hair feel really good. They don't make my hair feel bad, they just don't make my hair feel any better than before I used it. But this hair mask actually makes my hair feel super, super, super soft, which is why I actually like have tested leaving it on for like 10-15 minutes, because I feel like the longer I leave it on, the softer my hair gets. But like the first couple times were a gamble because I didn't know if it was gonna turn my hair lavender, and it doesn't. So I love the fact that this makes my hair feel amazingly soft and healthy, and also tones at the same time. Next up for hair is a scrunchie. I've been raving about this lately if you've been watching Vlogmas, but it is the Kitsch Pillow Satin Scrunchie. I'm actually really sad about this. It came in a pack of 2. It was $18 for a pack of 2 first off, so it is a little bit pricey, but it's worth it. It came in a pack of 2 and I can't find the other one. I'm really upset. I feel like we probably threw it out, which I'm really, really mad about, but anyways, I digress. This scrunchie, you guys can see, is so fluffy. When they call it a pillow scrunchie, they mean a pillow scrunchie. There's like a lot of like padding or whatever in here, which is so great because it's not gonna like wrap too tightly around your hair. I've been really trying to take care of my hair like while I'm sleeping and stuff. I feel like I've just always been really rough on it, and I've been really into sleeping in protective hairstyles, and this has been what I've been using every single night. I essentially do either a bun, or there's like a way that I do overnight heatless curls with a hair scrunchie. I think there's actually a demo coming up in one of my upcoming vlogs. I don't think it's the next one, but it might be the one after that, where I'll show you guys how to do heatless overnight curls with a scrunchie. But this is actually the perfect scrunchie for doing that as well, because besides protecting my hair with the satin and also not being too tight, the pillowiness of it makes it so that I have like loose, beautiful curls instead of having tight ringlets. It almost gives like a cross between a blowout look and like loosely curled hair. So yeah, if you've been looking for a solution for your hair for when you sleep, these scrunchies are absolutely worth the money. Next up is the hair straightener that has literally replaced every single hair tool that I own. I legit donated like 2 old curling irons, my straightener, and my waver after discovering this hair straightener. I got it off of Amazon. It is the Nishin straightener. I believe it was Lore DIY who posted this in like one of her Amazon videos, and I immediately got it and I am obsessed with it. I use this to straighten my hair, to curl it, and to wave it. It does everything flawlessly, and I love it so much. So first off, I love the color. This champagne is absolutely beautiful. It's got, I think that these are ceramic plates, I believe. Not entirely sure, but it has a mechanism where you can open it or you can lock it closed. So if I let this get hot enough, I can actually use this as a wand too and wrap my hair. But if I want to curl it, I just basically clamp and then twist and then pull it through, and it curls my hair really, really well that way. It has this like light up here so that you know when it's on, and then it tells you the temperature right here. And then to turn it on, you literally just have to twist it. That's it. That's literally all you have to do. And the further you twist it to the right, the higher the temperature gets on here. It's really easy, just like one motion to turn it on and to set the temperature. But yeah, basically if you guys see my hair curled, looking super straight or wavy, you can pretty much bet that this is what I used for it. Then lastly for hair is another item that I'm sure you guys saw coming, because I rave about it all the time. I can't help it. It is the Toncho High Grade Teak Hair Pomade. If you guys love a good slick back bun, hairstyle, whatever, and you don't want any flyaways, you want it to be legitimately the smoothest bun or ponytail of your life, this is what you need. It is so good. I believe this started off as like a cult favorite in Hollywood for like Hollywood hairstylists and stuff, and then of course influencers heard about it, and now this is everywhere. And this was sold out for like the longest time. It took me like months to finally get it. Now it's in stock regularly, but when this first blew up, it was actually like really, really hard to find. But I definitely see why after getting it. It's just like this pomade stick that will literally slick every single baby hair, every single flyaway. It's gonna slick it back, and those suckers are gonna stay. I will say though, if you are gonna use this for a slick back hairstyle, the next day you better be planning to continue to wear a slick back hairstyle or be planning to wash your hair, because this is gonna stay in your hair. There's a reason why this is like so powerful and so good. It literally will not leave your hair. Everything will be matted down to your skull until you wash this out. And I know one of the complaints about this is that you can't push it back in. All you have to do is push it through and then pop it out, and then just push it back in, and it's like new again. So if you've been not wanting to get it because of that, that's essentially how you fix the problem. Really easy. Whew, okay guys, home stretch. We are now in makeup. As you guys can see, not as much makeup as in previous previous years. Like I said, it really was the year of less, especially for makeup, at least for me. And at least for the face products, you're probably gonna see the exact same pattern as you guys saw with the skincare. We're focused on glowy, youthful, healthy looking skin. And especially for makeup, we really just like wanted to let the skin show through this year. So the first item that I want to mention is actually a dupe for the, I think it's like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. e.l.f. came out with their Halo Glow liquid filter, and I am so obsessed with these. These look so beautiful on the skin, and I have two colors here because I absolutely needed these when they first came out, and they were so hard to find. They sold out everywhere. I needed medium and I couldn't get my hands on it, so I actually have light, medium, and then tan. So I just basically combine them for right now until they run out. Then I will actually get the medium, but I love these so much. Basically, like the name suggests, they just go over your skin. Your skin still shows through, but it gives you like this really glowy, almost filter-like appearance. It's so stunning on the skin. On days where I just like want to do a quick 10-minute face, I'm not trying to do a full face of makeup, I just want to like make myself look a little bit put together. This is what I use because, like I said, it still lets the skin show through, but it basically looks like my skin but better. And then if I need coverage anywhere else, I'll just spot conceal. Another product that I sometimes use, like I'll switch back and forth between the e.l.f. product and this depending on what I'm feeling for my skin that day. But this one is actually a Charlotte Tilbury product. I first heard about this product, I think, from Kelsey DePrima, but it is the Charlotte Tilbury Unisex Healthy Glow All Year Hydrating Summer Tint Moisturizer. Another one with a very long name. Basically, this one kind of does the same thing that the e.l.f. filter does. It gives my skin a really nice tint, but lets it show through. Makes my skin look very glowy, very healthy. The difference between the two is if I want to look a little bit more bronzed, if I want to look like I've been out in the sun a little bit more, I will reach for this as opposed to those. Those ones kind of like match my skin tone perfectly, but this one just kind of like ups the ante by giving a very bronzed appearance. So again, it just kind of depends on what mood I'm in, which one I'm gonna reach for. But this one actually, it's like interesting. So it actually starts out white, and then when you rub it in, it kind of adjusts to your perfect bronzy tint color. So I don't know how well the bronziness is coming off on camera, but you guys can definitely see the glow from where I applied it. And it's more of like a summery glow as opposed to the e.l.f. products, which here, I'll go ahead and pop on the lighter one so you guys can see the difference. This one obviously doesn't adjust. It's whatever color you put on is what you're getting. So here is this one. Can you guys see it? So it's a little bit more of like a silvery glow with the e.l.f. ones, which I feel like definitely is a little bit more wintry and stuff. And then this one has a little bit more of a bronzy or golden glow. So I would say I definitely reach for the e.l.f. ones more in like the winter time. And then the Charlotte Tilbury one is my go-to in the summertime. And then for the spring and the fall, it just kind of depends on how I want my skin to look for that particular day. Next up is another tint, but this one isn't like necessarily glowy. I've actually been using this as foundation for any time I have like anything that I want more of a foundationed look for. It's actually what I'm wearing on my skin right now. Like I said, I'm not into full coverage anymore. So if I want to do foundation, I definitely want more of a natural or medium coverage. And I've been obsessed with this YSL New Bare Look tint or something like that. This tint slash foundation, it's so good. I mean, like I said, I'm wearing it right now. You guys can see my skin with it. You guys can still see my skin, but it just like, it looks like my skin but better with a little extra coverage, which is like exactly what I'm going for as far as days go where I want to go out, I want to wear makeup, but again, I'm just still not feeling a full face of glam makeup. For anyone curious, I use the color New 13, which I think is like a neutral medium or neutral medium tan, and it matches me so perfectly, and it actually wears so beautifully throughout the day. I don't look crusty at the end of the day. I don't look cakey or patchy or anything like that. And I think it wears really well throughout the day because it is a tint as opposed to a foundation. So it more kind of like sinks into the skin throughout the day as opposed to a foundation, which will more tend to rub off. Then for applying those products, this has been my go-to brush. I've barely been using sponges this year because of this brush. This is from the Sephora collection. I think it's like the number 70 face brush. I just really love this brush because of like how dense the brushes. Like, do you guys see this? I know I need to wash it, but it is literally packed together so densely. I feel like the coverage and finish on this basically mimics a sponge, but with a little bit more coverage, and you don't have to worry about like wetting it, then getting a paper towel to wring it out and stuff. I just use this. It's so much faster, it's so much easier, and you guys can see my skin. It gives a really, really nice finish. Then if I kind of like want to up the ante on my makeup, like if I'm filming like right now and stuff like that, I'll just put a powder over any of those products, especially if I want them to last for a little while. And my go-to powder has been the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. So I use the color 350. Here's what it looks like. You guys can see, matches very, very nicely. I am wearing this powder over the YSL foundation. And again, it gives my skin kind of like a filtered look. And it also really helps to blend like my bronzer or my contour out so it doesn't look so harsh. But I feel like with this powder, I never look cakey. It gives me like the extra coverage that I'm looking for to like really set my makeup and make my makeup look really, really nice without it adding a super thick layer of product. Then another powder that I've been loving this year, which has been a favorite for so many people for so many years, and I'm late on the train in discovering it. It is the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder in Translucent. I cannot go back to the powders that I was using before. I actually purchased this for when we went to Cabo. A lot of the translucent loose powders that I was using prior to this were just like really hard to travel with just because of the packaging on them. So I just got this thinking that I would just use this for travel only, and I legit have not gone back to my RCMA powder or any of my HD powders after using this powder. First off, for travel, I love it because it's just everything in one. You know, I can put the powder that I need to use in here and like dip into it as I need to with my powder puff. This is the translucent color. You guys can see it has like almost a little bit of a peach tone to it. I do assure you it does go on very much translucent. It's what I had used to set my concealer today, and this is what I use to set my concealer all the time now. I'll use it to set my whole face on the days that I'm not using the Fenty powder. This powder is amazing. I love the finish that it gives my makeup. It mattifies everything, again, without making me look cakey. It just kind of like absorbs and sinks into the makeup and the skin so that my makeup can last all day. It looks nice and smooth, and it eats up like a little bit of my oil. And then also with the fact that it has a little bit of that peach undertone, a lot of the times if I like need to transition my makeup from day to night and I've been wearing my makeup for a little bit, instead of redoing my concealer, I'll just do a fresh layer of this powder like underneath my eyes, and that like slight peach undertone helps to cancel out any blues in case my under eye circles have started to show through. Speaking of concealer, when it comes to full face of makeup, filming makeup, anything like that, I am still very much a Tarte Shape Tape diehard. But for like everyday makeup, if I just want to spot conceal or just apply like a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes just to like make myself look a little bit more awake and put together, the Milk Makeup, I think this is the Future Fluid All Over Cream Concealer. This has been my go-to. I am obsessed with it. I use it so much. It's actually a fairly thick formula, so a little bit goes a long way. I just literally dot it on my under eyes, then blend it out from there, and the product stretches so much, but it actually gives a very, very natural finish. Like, as opposed to the Tarte Shape Tape, I can't use the Shape Tape on the days where I'm doing a more natural face of makeup because it is such a thick concealer and has such like a good finish that the rest of my face looks very underdone compared to the areas where I applied Shape Tape. But with this concealer, it has a very skin-like appearance. It's not as high coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape, but that's great on days where I do have a more natural face of makeup because high coverage is way too much. This just gives like the perfect amount of coverage to really enhance like my natural features without going overboard. And I also really love this because throughout the day, it actually doesn't crease too bad. Like, I get minimal creasing when I'm wearing this all day long. Okay, just a few more products left if you're still here with me. I have a couple of brow products. Like I said, I do laminate my brows with that brow kit, but for actually styling my brows, I have two different go-to products. The first one is the Schwarzkopf Got to Be Glued for Brows and Edges Gel. I've talked about this so many times, probably as much as I've talked about my Replenix eye cream, because this is a non-negotiable in my routine. I need to have a bottle of this available to me at all times. I will never use another brow product ever. I have tried them all, and I have tried a lot of them. I tried, I think it was like the ColourPop styling wax. I have tried the Anastasia brow freeze. There was another one that like quietly went like cult viral, I think from like Iconic London or something. I did try that, and that one was a go-to for a long time, but this really just knocked all of them out of the park. This holds up my brows and makes them them look so amazing even when my brow lamination has worn off. It is that good. And I have very, very stiff, stubborn brow hairs whenever I don't have a lamination. So for this to be able to make my brows look laminated when they aren't is absolutely incredible. I think it's the same formula as the regular Got2b gel, which makes sense as to why it's like so powerful. But the brush on this I feel like is the real MVP. It deposits the right amount of product for your brows without doing like too much or too little. So one side is shorter and that's the side that deposits, and then like this side has longer bristles and that's the side that you use to style your brows, and it makes your brows look so good. I get so many compliments on my brows whenever I use this. So like I said, it's just one where I always have to have it in stock because I can never go back now. Then on days where I am putting on makeup, especially like a fuller face of makeup, and I need to fill in my brows a little bit as far as like color goes, I've really been loving the Kosas Air Brow. This stuff is so good. I used to use this on its own before I discovered the Got2b one, and this one on its own actually holds up brow hairs pretty well. Not as good as the Got2b one, but still pretty fucking well. But the reason why I'll layer this one on top of that one is because A, it's an extra layer of hold to make sure my brows like really stay up all day, but also because this one is tinted. So even though I have laminated brows, my actual brow hairs are kind of fine. I have like a couple of areas that are a little bit patchy where the hairs don't grow in as much. So on days where I have a full face of makeup on and just my natural brow hairs with the Got2b isn't like enough definition, I'll add this on top, which is what I did today. So I'm wearing both on my brows at the moment, and it just kind of fills in those holes and enhances my brows and gives me a more defined shape. I feel like this year and last year was also like the year of blush because we were so focused on the face. Blush became such a big thing. I feel like 2021 was definitely like the liquid blush era, but 2022 liquid blush is still very popular, but I feel like we've started to move into like the creams world. And I've also been seeing powder blushes make a bit of a comeback, but I did want to mention one cream blush that stood out to me this year. Again, it's from Fenty Beauty, and this is their Cheeks Out cream blush. So here is the packaging. It comes with a little mirror on top. And then at first when I got this, I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, this is way smaller than I thought it was gonna be, but I see why, because like this blush packs a punch, and a little bit goes a long way on this blush. It's actually what I'm wearing on my cheeks right now. This is in the color Rose Latte. I definitely want to go back and get more colors in this because I'm obsessed with this formula. It just blends so nicely and it's nice and pigmented. Then ending off with just 3 lip products that I've really been loving for this year. The first one is a new liner that I discovered. I don't think it's like new, but again, new for me. It's the Rare Beauty Kind Words Matte Lip Liner. This one is in the shade Gifted. I got this for my friend's wedding. I was one of her bridesmaids, and I wanted to do a lip that was like my natural lip color, but a little bit deeper without going too deep because it was like a fall/winter wedding. So I wanted the color to be a little bit deep, but not too deep because she did ask us to keep the makeup a little bit more on the natural side. So I got the color Gifted, which was a little bit of a plum color. It's actually what I'm wearing on my lips right now. It's underneath a different lip gloss, which I'll show you guys in a second, but you guys can see. It's like if you take my natural lip color, but just like darken it just slightly, that's literally what this lip liner is. But here it is on my hand so you guys can get a good idea of it. If you are tan and you've been looking for a lip color like this where it's like your natural but a little bit deeper, this color is so good. But in general, I love the formula on this lip liner. It is so creamy, it goes on so smoothly, and I also love the pencil in general because it's got a built-in sharpener. You just twist it and you get more product, and then you can also twist it down if you've twisted too much. So I love that it's like nice and easy. I don't have to worry about a sharpener, and the formula on this is just so incredible. I will definitely be getting more colors of this lip liner in the future. Then over this lip liner, I'm currently wearing the Buxom Full On Plumping Lip Cream. I know that this has been out for a little while, but I finally just got it, and I really love this gloss. It's not too sticky. I feel like it makes my lips look nice and full without making them look fake or anything like that. And I also love the minty tingling sensation, which is exactly what kind of like plumps your lips. That like peppermint sensation will kind of like make your lips plump up and just make them look like really healthy and really full. I can't believe it took me so long to get into this lip gloss because the formula is so amazing. Like I said, it's not too sticky. It feels really smooth, and it actually feels kind of hydrating, which definitely surprised me, but I'm not mad at it. And then also in particular, this color Hot Toddy is a go-to of mine. I always keep this in my purse. I think it's described as like a tawny nude or something like that, but here's what it looks like on its own. Like I said, I'm wearing these two combined right now on my lips, but you guys can see it does give like a little bit of color on your lips. It's not like fully sheer, but it's also not fully pigmented. It just kind of hits right in that perfect spot. Then the last product is a lip product that came out this year, and I feel like it kind of combines the best parts of the 2016 Ultra Matte Lip with this movement more towards a glossy lip. And it is the Urban Decay, I think it's like the Vice Bond liquid lip color or something like that. The formula of these is so good. Essentially they go on with a little bit of a sheen to them, and then like as the sheen wears off, it kind of turns into a liquid lip, but not like a super dry liquid lip. It doesn't feel like your lips have dried out. They still feel very movable and moisturized, which is why I really love this formula. I will say though, I did debate on whether or not to include this at all, because even though I love this formula, I am not a fan of the shade range. I do want to warn you guys right now. Basically this color, which is the color Raw Footage, it's what I've been wearing like all holiday long. You guys have seen me wear this color so many times. This is basically the only color that I like out of the collection. Their nudes are way too nude for me. It makes me look like I have a powdered donut, and then everything else is like some bold color. So I really hope that they come out with more colors in this, because like I said, this formula is fucking incredible. It's so unlike any other liquid lip that I've ever tried. I love the fact, like I said, that it starts out with a little bit of a sheen and then it goes into a liquid lip that still is like very thin. It doesn't get like thick and caked on, and my lip still feels so comfortable. So Urban Decay, if you by some miracle happen to see this video, I need you guys to develop this in a much bigger shade range for more everyday lip colors, because I am so obsessed with this. All right, you guys, well, that's gonna be it for this video. I've like literally been recording for an hour. I don't even know what length this video is gonna come out to, so if it was a long one, I apologize, but thank you for sitting through it. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe. Again, if you are new here, like this video, leave me a comment of your favorite beauty product of 2022, and I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I will see you very soon again in my next video. Bye.